Okay, but you're seeing him with eating, so please tell me the policy. Tell the crew to tell me the policy that says he cannot eat with his mask off. It's the hat. It's the hat and the mask. It's not the eating. I fly 3 times a week. Here's the deal. You're being denied boarding by the crew. The crew is not going to take it. What'd you say? I'll go with him. You have to have a mask on. So, can you clarify for us, are we not allowed to take our masks off and eat on this plane? Can you please clarify, are we not allowed to take our masks off to eat on this plane or not? So, are you going to tell us that we can take our masks off to eat on the plane? See, he did cooperate. Here you go. Say that again.
He put his mask on. He took it off when he started eating the nuts. That was it. I was surprised.
So,
They're really showing themselves to do really well. Come on, man.
I suggest that this gentleman, this African American gentleman, get a good lawyer and sue the hell out of this airline. And I hope this person who approached him, this airline attendant who approached him and got him off the plane and violated his rights just because he had a mask that said Trump and he had a hat supporting Trump. I hope he loses his job. I hope so. Pray to God he loses his job. And I hope this African American gets compensated. I mean royally compensated, monetarily, for this abuse of the violation of his rights as soon as possible. Get yourself a good lawyer, my friend, and sue the hell out of him. I think there was one of the customers on the plane who decided to leave with him in support of the abuse. You know, if it was what I heard, I applaud the other person. You know, I probably would have done the same thing. I would have just got off. Even I lost the money, I said, well, the hell with it. The hell with this airline. And together with the guy, Sue, look, I'm a Trump supporter, and the guy is violating our rights to express. This is not a communist country. This is a democracy, supposedly a democracy. But the Democrats want to make it a communist country. You know, they call themselves Democrat socialists. Think about that one. You know, they want to impose communist restrictions and oppression, where you're not allowed to speak or to express yourself in no way possible. That's called communist oppression, and that's what they're doing. So sue them. Well, they'll learn a lesson when you sue them, and you sue them royally. Get yourself a real good lawyer. Before I start off, I want to say good morning to all my fellow American veterans. Those are the DAV, Chapter 11, for which I belong to, and veterans of all organizations. God bless you all. And never forget those who have made the ultimate sacrifice in order to keep our country free, which the Democrats want to destroy. The communists, Islamic terrorist Democrats want to destroy. These people are terrorists. They're using terrorist tactics. Killing, looting, robbing, murdering. You know, these people, they're just evil to the core. And then they call us the ones that are evil. They violate our rights, and we're the ones who are the evil person. We're the ones who are violating. We're violating all rules and regulations because we're conservative. That's all. That's not the deal. You know, if I would have been the guy who would have said, well, please call the police. I want him to take me out of here escorted or arrested, whatever you want to choose. Tell them to bring in the police. And then if the police would have come in and said, "Could you please arrest me? This guy's he's charging me of wearing a Trump mask and a hat." When there's other people wearing hats around here in the plane. It's not because I'm eating nuts that I was taking my mask to eat nuts. It's because I'm supporting Trump. That's all. So if you please do me a favor, arrest me, so that way I can sue the hell out of the airline and I can have him lose his job. Let me go to the next video here. I'm gonna go with Brandon Tatum. Brandon Tatum is real good. He's here. He's interviewed by Fox and Friends.
Take a look at this. Bottles and other items thrown at officers during a protest in Wisconsin. Officers now warning protesters not to escalate the situation. Former Tucson police officer Brandon Tatum joins me now to react. I mean, look, Brandon, we've talked to you all summer long about violence and unrest in big cities, but this is unrest in a pretty quiet suburban community. Are officials there in Wauwatosa handling this the proper way?
Well, I think that when you have leaders that have come out and say, look, enough is enough, we're going to protect our officers, we're going to protect the community at all costs, I think that's when I would consider them handling it the right way. I think they've had the proper rhetoric. They've displayed and showed video of what the protesters are doing, which justifies their use of force against them. I think they're doing the right thing. Look, we live in America. We live in a country of law and order. And if they want to act like kids, then we got to give them a spanking. That's pretty much how it works. I do appreciate when officers stand up or leaders stand up and take appropriate action against these rioters and people who are breaking the law.
Is there anything that you would do different there?
No, I think that they've shown a reasonable amount of force. I listened to what the chief said. I mean, he's clearly articulated exactly what he's going to do as far as warning the people who become unruly gatherers, and that he's going to use appropriate force. I mean, some of the force that I saw in the videos, they look reasonable. People have an adequate amount of time to disperse once the dispersal order is taking place. So I think that they're doing good. I mean, I'm always for a little more force to set as an example, but I think they're doing appropriate measures.
Meantime, Brandon, President Trump hosted a lot of folks for a peaceful protest at the White House this weekend. You were there. What were the key takeaways from the president's message?
Well, first I want to set the record straight. I think people were out saying that there was only 300 people. I mean, there was over 2,000 people that joined us in the peaceful march down the streets. We walked past the Black Lives Matter mural, and there was also 1,700 people at the White House hearing from the president. What I hear from the president is hope. I hear that the president cares about all Americans, and especially Black Americans. And the president is very courageous in what he's been doing, and I think he gives us courage to stand up and do what we need to do, go to the polls and vote. And my whole thing is this: our movement, Blexit.com, we are not concerned with political parties. We're concerned with what's right for our communities, and we believe that the president has expressed exactly what we need to make this country great and to keep this country moving according to the Constitution. So people that are interested in what we're doing, go to Blexit.com if you want to support our movement.
Okay, but Brandon, we have an election in 3 weeks. Is that message that you just beautifully put forward on our screen, is that message getting forward or getting into the minds of the Black voter?
Yeah, I mean, I think God is allowing us to plant seeds in people, and I think that it's pushing forward. There's so many people that have woken up. Myself, Candace Owens, which we both founded Blexit, we were Democrats in 2016. We didn't, now we have millions of people who follow our social media platforms. We speak all around the country. Thousands of people are going to the White House. I mean, it is growing exponentially, and we will see when November 3rd comes and people show up to vote.
Quick question, just because I know you're an Arizona guy. Does Trump win Arizona?
100%. Trump will win Arizona. I'm going to do my best in Arizona to help the president win. But Arizonans want what President Trump is preaching. We do not want these leftist communists, and we're not going for it. Arizona will be red. Mark my word.
Brandon Tatum, thanks for letting me turn you into a pollster here for a few seconds on a Monday morning. We appreciate your time, as always. Thank you, sir.
Okay. A standing ovation to Brandon Tatum, a true patriot. He realized it just like I did years ago. I did it a lot earlier. because I realized things weren't right. Even though I had, let me set the record straight. I have no right to vote, even though I was born in the United States, just because I live in Puerto Rico. I wish I could vote. I wish I was over there in the United States. My son lives in the United States in Texas. He's overseas right now. His family's living in Texas. His wife and my 4 grandkids. I wish I could vote. I love my country. I love President Trump, but I'm not allowed to vote. That's the only problem of living in Puerto Rico. I wish I could vote by absentee ballot. Remember, like I said, I was born in the United States. I wasn't born here in Puerto Rico. My wife was, but I wasn't. You know, I don't know why I can't have the right to vote. You know, well, someday I'm hoping that I can, if Trump, hopefully, if God permits and Trump wins, I hope someday I can go to the United States, if I'm still alive and God permits, so I can vote for Trump. Or I mean, in the second term, I know he's not going to be able to do it, but at least if one of his kids or somebody else is running who's a true patriot, I'll vote. I'll vote conservative. Never will think about voting Democrat. I used to be a Democrat here in Puerto Rico, and in my heart, a Democrat in the United States. But when I saw, and it all, what ruined it for me was Obama. That's it. His ways, the way he spoke, the way he spoke up against our country, I lost it. I said, forget about it, no more. Let me see if I can put one more down, because there's a lot of good ones, but you know, they're all, let's see what happened here. There's another good one by Brandon Tatum. Who's really winning? That's a great one, but it lasts over 10 minutes. And I can't afford to do it because time here is precious. So I'm going to leave. Well, anyway, he explained more or less. The thing about this video, he expands it, and he extends more the information about the data that he has about the numbers of this and the rallies and people calling and people on Twitter and people on Facebook. You know, if I recommend that you go to my blog, I Pledge Allegiance to the Flag, by putting down my name, Eduardo Rodriguez blog, I Pledge Allegiance to the Flag, and you can see the video. I got it posted here, all that information, and I'm telling you, he is great. He explains it in detail, and it'll boost your morale. Just like Dr. Stephen Turley, another great source that'll boost your morale. Every time I see him, Dan Bongino's another great one, another great source of morale boosters. So God bless you all. Donald Trump, like I always say, I always pray for you and your family, the same with Mike Pence, that God may protect you always. And I always say God bless our country eternally. And I stand with God and Israel eternally. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. God bless you all. And that's it. Bye-bye. Oh.